moment.
Fade us out on the pre-music.
Soak it up.
Fade us out.
Soak
Fade us
it
out on the
up.
pre-music.
I want you to have full and complete excitement and joy. I love this for you.
You love this for me?
Yeah, this is your moment.
All right, thank you, man. I
You got
appreciate
you.
that.
I feel like every Kendrick fan, if that's your GOAT, this is your time. Soak up the time, get it all in. This is probably the best time you're gonna have.
I could get on my Shannon Sharp right now.
Please.
The GOAT.
I was gonna say
Wait.
he's making the case for sure.
If
bro.
that's your GOAT,
I'm only saying your GOAT is because that's who you choose to be your greatest of all time. Everybody has a different choice.
Yeah.
All right.
Right? Some people say Hov is still the GOAT. He hasn't released albums in I don't know how long. He can be the GOAT too. I'm just saying your GOAT because that's who you who you choose.
All right.
That's fair. J. Cole's is mine. I still feel like that's my prerogative. Everybody can do that. I mean, to me, you can't beat the GOAT that you never beat. You never beat J. Cole, so you can't say he beat J. Cole.
But if you don't want to compete with the GOAT, then you ain't the GOAT.
Listen, man.
No, that's a fair conversation. But I'm not even going there.
We got places to go.
That's not where I'm going.
Let's
today.
properly introduce
I'm
this
just
thing
saying,
first. We got places to go, but let's properly
let's
introduce
enjoy
this
the
thing
moment.
first.
I'm here to enjoy the moment.
Friday. What was it? 11:22 a.m. Whatever time that shit dropped.
I don't know.
No, it was
11:22. Sorry,
Depending
So
on
you hit
what
me
time.
pretty early,
What
though.
time zone you in?
Right. 11:22.
9 a.m. and shit.
We got it, y'all. Did anybody expect it? I don't think so. I didn't myself, not at this point. But in hindsight, it makes sense. It definitely makes sense that it dropped when it fucking did, and I'm very happy about that timeline of everything. Looking back at it the last couple of days, I'm like, all right, cool, yeah, this shit makes sense. But we got it, GNX, a whole Kendrick Lamar album. It is a 44-minute album, I think. Quick listen. It's not the longest piece of work to get through. Any thoughts, reactions to the project? I know we all heard it. Yeah. We texted each other individually that it was out. We've all took a listen to it. I've been playing this shit nonstop, so I'm just going to keep it funky. I got a very more in-depth view of things just off of the listens that I have.
I enjoy it's like 3 tiers of the album. None of it's whack. None of it is whack.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then there's the good, and then there's the wow, and then there's oh, that's just fire. And then I feel like, depending on, because the names are very unique too. I liked Reincarnated. I liked TV Off.
Which I thought was going to be Reincarnated. I thought that was going to be the record that we heard.
Sampled on.
Yeah.
Not like
Nah, he gave us a piece of it at the end of the Not
Squabble
Like Us
Up.
video.
Squabble Up.
Yeah, I thought Squabble Up
Up
was going to be Reincarnated when I saw the track list, but
yeah,
I also enjoyed it. That wasn't what I expected.
Exactly. So a lot of it was very much, again, it's tiered. So it's some of it was oh man, as a body of work, it's good. It's good body of work. It's just enough Kendrick to feed you or make you, feel something, but it's not too much where you're oh, turn this off.
Yeah.
I like this better than the last one, honestly.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion.
I heard a lot of that.
I like this better than his last one. I do think it's not beating Damn or To Pimp a Butterfly or Mad City, personally. I do think it's better than his last work, though. So for me, it's Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers had a message that was needed to be said, breaking generational curses, and I get the message, but this was more let me go ahead and do what I do, and mustard. It was crazy. It was it was good energy on there. I feel like I'm only going to be able to play those songs though, only in certain situations. I can't just play it on a regular just Tuesday afternoon when I'm leaving the gym. Maybe while I'm in the gym, but not when I'm leaving.
That's a very interesting take. Yeah. What you got, Drew?
Yeah, I like
Let
it a
me
lot.
hear something.
I've been a Kendrick fan for
Y'all talk. Let me check this joint real quick.
Right, do you think,
2011. 2011. So I went to his concert when Section 80 had just dropped. I liked it a lot. I mean, I think I'm gonna go back and listen to it a bunch more times just to get the little intricacies and the things that don't meet the surface, like the video that we just watched. So I'll probably go back and just listen to some of the, subliminal meanings behind some of the stuff and all that. Because he's known for that. The lyricism is a lot deeper than what meets the surface. So.
Yes.
But I like the vibe. I like the versatility within the album. I like the samples. I really like the Nas One Mic sample. I think it's the 4th song in.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called. I don't know the titles right now, but I really like it
Man
a lot.
at the Garden.
Yeah, that's it. I like it a lot.
That's a hard one too.
Comparison to his other albums, it's too early for me to say, but
Really?
I don't know. I don't know. I still like his. There's maybe like one album I didn't really like that. Probably the Mr. Morale, but that's also probably me not listening to it as deep as I probably could have too. But I like it a lot. I like the vibe. I feel like it got old West Coast vibes too that you could just like bounce to, like some lowrider type shit.
A lot of West Coast on there.
Yeah. So I did like that because it's like that's where he's from, and it's good to like keep that.
And it didn't feel too West Coast to me as a traditional like East Coast guy. Oh, that shit. Nah,
it had some originality to it, and still like had the bops and the bars to really just cater to everybody. I think so. I liked it a lot.
There you go.
Yeah, and it didn't even have the crazy part. The thing that stood out to me is it didn't even have the Drake. This is on there.
Did it?
Well, the first song he talks about.
No, I mean like the main ones.
Oh, you mean the songs or the physical? Like, put those on the album,
including Drake. Like the Meek Mill joint was like, wasn't that on one of his albums?
Yeah,
they
throw it on there, get the numbers up. Yeah, a lot. Like tactically, people do that.
Yeah. Well, he didn't need to, I guess, or just didn't want to.
Fuck
which
all
I think
that.
is cool.
Why I'm putting that on the album?
Right, it shouldn't be because back in the
at
day,
this point,
like
I washed you already. I did my thing. Like, I don't even need that to be on my next piece of work because my shit is too like thought out now to even put that shit in the mix.
Exactly.
Do I think he was working on an album for some time now? Possibly. It don't really feel like that from what I heard though. Like I feel like
got done in the time frame from when
it's a couple records on there. It's a couple records on there that I think was maybe a little bit older.
Yeah, it sounded like at least.
But I honestly think a lot of that shit. It feel like a lot of that shit got done this year.
Oh yeah, I think I would say a 60-40 kind of split.
I would say even more than that if I'm just going through the track list. Like,
well, it's 12 songs.
Well, I ain't gonna say all right. Maybe something was in the works before, but I feel like some of that shit might have got updated. Like,
he
put
a couple bars.
Most of this album was done, like finished working on this year. Like, there wasn't any songs done from a long ass time ago before the beef that he's like, all right, fuck, I'm gonna still put that shit on. Like, I feel like he got in such a zone after leading into the whole shit, and then so much shit happened around it that it's like, all right, cool, now I really got some shit to say. Because we know this nigga don't really pop out until he got some shit to say.
What a year. So probably the best run of a year for
that's what I said. We said it two episodes ago? Like, I'm right back there again.
You can't top this year for him.
Yeah. And I was just talking about it too. And I was just like I know we were in it like during the summer, like watching it, but like we're gonna look back and like I still feel it already. I'm like, that was one of the best beats that I've seen in it might be one of the best I've really seen for real.
Historic.
Like we talking like both parties being competitive and like, obviously we know who won, but still I felt like it was like really good like content, and it was really it was like one of the few musical things in my generation that felt like it literally kind of separated people for a little bit in some aspects.
That's fair.
No doubt. I did enjoy that, and I still enjoy that now because I've been looking at all the Drake fans this weekend, and they still out here talking their shit.
Yeah, like
trying to step on the moment. Fuck y'all. At this point, fuck y'all. Like, it's undeniable at this point after the album.
Exactly.
And all the people out there like, oh, I don't really like his flow. I don't really like his delivery, whatever. Like, a lot of the shit y'all really, and I ain't gonna say that don't matter for some people. For certain people, they have to like the artist's delivery. And me, myself being one of them, but I don't really mind Kendrick's delivery, his cadence, the way he changes up his voice and all that shit. To me, it adds to the records the way he does it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people try that shit and really can't do that shit well to where I like it. But for me, for him to be as good at executing that shit the way he does, it's like I don't mind that shit at all. But it also goes over a lot of people's heads. And I realize that some people don't actually like to think when they listen to music. Like, which is one of the things that often... Like, I'm not saying that I don't enjoy the low vibration shit that everybody can just put on in the background and just enjoy it, et cetera, et cetera. Like, that's why Kendrick don't get as much love as he should for me. Because if you're actually listening to the music, the way he's going about it and what he's saying in the music, for me, that's where you lose a lot of people just because it don't connect with them. Because they don't want to think about this shit.
Because if you really listen to those
Which is why the last album went over so many people's head, not to cut you off, sorry. And that album got a lot of flack, a lot of smoke. I wouldn't say it was his best album, but I didn't mind. I would say it was a lot of records on the album, which I think was a detriment to, the feeling of the success of it and all that. But I did like a whole lot of that shit. Me personally. But again, I'm a person that likes to think when I listen to music. In certain set situations, I can't say that I'm always like that every single day, but most of the times I'm riding, it's like, yo, let me put on some shit that I can really vibe to and actually have to listen if I'm on the way to work or if I'm on the way from here to there, or even if I'm in the gym sometimes. Like, it's, to me, it's just, I like music that makes me, like, it takes me a different place, or just off of what you're saying, and not just like bop, 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 club, 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 all that shit.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that I had to listen to this album all weekend and I still feel like I'm getting so much more of it as I layer through it is the pleasing experience for me as a listener, you know?
Yeah.
Because the first time I listened to it, I caught it late at night, you know? I purposely, like I said with Waldo, like when he texted me, he was listening to this shit and I couldn't hear it. Like, because I was at work and I was running around, I'm doing shit. I'm like, nah, I ain't even gonna turn this shit on until I give it its proper due.
Exactly.
Go home, sit down, and just open up time to listen to the album. So, you know, put my daughter to sleep. I turned that shit on the first time. I'm just vibing to it late at night, watching the game, the Dallas Mavs and the Mavs Nuggets game from the other night. So at that point, I'm like, all right, cool. Good album. But the next day when I listened to it again, I'm like, oh, I really got into the mode of the album after I heard everything once.
Yeah.
And it's like, you got to go back through it now. So the original shock of like, okay, this is what this beat sound like, et cetera, et cetera. Now I can get into the words a little bit more. That motherfucker is dancing all over the album. Like,
yeah, I know.
Dancing all over the album. Just the intro itself, which is why I feel like the whole shit was done this year alone, because he's talking about how he kind of feel after all this beef shit. The whole first record. You know what I'm saying? Like, just opening up for, all right, cool. Niggas want to hear what I got to say now, so here we go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, even the concept of the song, like, they whacked out his murals. Like, they did some shit to his shit out in L.A. So you're like, all right, this is my city now. It's like, all right, it was fuck Drake before. Now it's fuck all y'all. Like, you know?
Right.
So even that energy to open things up was like, all right, bet. And then the whole rest of the album, he just showed he can do what all your favorite artists do, but more high level.
Yeah.
In a way that you kind of come into his world and kind of think about what the fuck is actually going on in the song. The first shit with SZA, the Luther shit, smash. Like, that shit's gonna do numbers. The girl's gonna love it. SZA's on there. She did her thing on the song. Like, that song is a smash. The other one with SZA, to close out the record, the Gloria shit at the end of it, smash too.
Yeah.
Like, smash. And all throughout that shit, there was a few songs that I was like, I could have done without, possibly, but most of them shits, I'm just like, yo, this is the vibe. It's just a vibe. One of them shits got a little too West Coasty for me. I think later in the album, maybe the Peekaboo joint, that might be the worst song on the album to me.
Yeah.
But outside of that, everything else was like either I could listen to that shit or fire once I got into it.
Yeah.
And he's dissing Drake all across that album too.
Yeah, no, there's subtleties in it for sure.
Like the whole Man at the Garden shit, I just posted it. If you listen to that shit as a Drake diss, it sounds completely different.
And you put that in your context mentally.
Yeah. If you listen to the last line of the song, it's like, tell me why you feel like you deserve the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Like, so like that whole shit is like a conversation. To me, it's like he's standing face to face with Drake, like, nigga, like, this is why I deserve this shit.
I want it
Why
all.
the fuck you think you deserve this shit? Like, here's my track record, piece and piece, and this is what gives me the bravado to say, like, I deserve the crown. So now tell me what you done, why you feel like that.
Right.
And I'm gonna just cut the record off. And I didn't catch that the first time I listened to it, but then I'm like, oh, this shit might be like a subliminal Drake diss. The shit, hey now, diss Drake on that shit too. So he ain't off that shit. Like, he's still on it.
Yeah.
He's still on that shit. So I love it. Like,
yeah,
I love it. I ain't gonna say it's better than Damn. I'm not gonna put it in.
That's what I was gonna say. It was like,
too many people jump
at?
out there too early for me with that shit. Like, I can't. I'm not ranking it until I gotta go back and listen to that shit in March from now when I see how the records hit then. We're going to see what happens with the songs on the charts. He's top 12 on all songs on the joint are the top 12 on the charts from what I saw last night.
So,
So how long they live, we're going to see.
His timing, can I just say his timing is impeccable.
Facts. I'm going to close out 2024.
He's like Batman when it comes to the music world, right? Give him some prep time, he's demolishing these guys, right? So I definitely appreciate Kendrick, and I'm not, it's not lost on me. Like, he's making the honest case to, like, yo, if there's any doubt, he's deserving of being in that top position.
Yeah.
Right. Here's more evidence to prove the case. So I do appreciate his vigor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. His, like, he doesn't take any days off. And that when it comes to any craft, like I don't care if you're just making my sandwiches, like at Wawa, like please do it with
He
that
gonna be the
kind
one to
of
make your shit with love.
with love. You already know. Make it with love,
He
man.
gonna
And
be
I
the
can
one to make your
tell
shit with love.
every time he puts songs on wax, he's doing that. And that's what I think is to me the most enjoyable piece of the music. And I feel like the culture, like there's few songs I think that really like are transcending of moments, and Kendrick has a boatload of those now. I think with Not Like Us, with All Right, with like I'm not gonna go to his whole discography, but there's
He got
moments
some
where
shit in the
he's
repertoire, man.
humble. Like there's certain songs that you just play.
The Black Panther album. That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
iconic when it came out.
So it's just like he has these moments where I'm like, thank you, Kendrick, for taking your job seriously and putting your whole heart in it.
Right.
Even if you're not my GOAT, I respect the hell out of you.
Listen, man.
And I do see why people put you as their GOAT. And I thank you for every contribution that you've made.
Listen,
That's
man.
all I can say.
I think
Straight
I feel like
Straight
Kendrick,
up.
he makes music for the people. I just feel like Drake makes music for like to like get money off of people. Like, you know, it's different. You know what I mean? It's
I
different.
won't say 100%, but
I don't know.
I do feel like
Current Drake, yes.
Well, I just feel like Drake. I don't listen to Drake that much. Just full disclosure, but I always feel like he just jumps on to whatever wave's hot and rides with it. Whereas Kendrick is just Kendrick. Like, and people feel the authenticity, and like I think his cadences help him if you really like rap because it helps you invoke that emotion he's trying to get out of you with the inflection, and that's why I like Kendrick because he, like you just said a little while ago, talking about like you might be like in a vibe and then the song can kind of sway you to like invoke emotion to feel something different. Like, or you have your go-to songs that you like to listen to when you feeling certain emotions. Like, I know with me, like the Damn album, like the song, what is it, Feel or Feels?
Yeah.
Was like, I feel like ain't nobody praying. Like anytime I get in my feels and want to take shit personal, I would just want to put that song on and just rock out.
Yeah.
So that's what I appreciate about him.
On the what album was that? The Damn album, yeah. Fear, that joint on there.
Yeah.
No, Feel, the one where he's like, I feel like ain't nobody
I
praying.
know, I
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
you,
that
but
one.
the joint
Oh,
Fear
Fear
on
for
there,
that.
I
Yeah,
just
Love's
heard
Gonna
that
Get You
shit.
Killed, all that, yeah.
Like the shit with when his pops came on, like I beat your ass, little like I beat your ass, like that shit, bro. That shit turned on one of my playlists the other day. I'm just riding to it, and that shit hit me different when I heard it again. Like,
Fire.
damn, like
It's fire.
this is fucking years later. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like he makes shit that withstand the test of time, and sometimes it don't connect right there, but if you listen back to that shit, you're gonna feel a certain way about that era of your life that you was in, or just like the messaging from that song that he's putting out. And obviously, every song he make ain't gonna be super fire, but bro, like this shit right here, like this shit right here, been getting a lot of flack online. It been getting a lot of flack online from people, but it's also a lot of love. I think this shit's gonna live for a little bit now. And to your point, like timing wise, that whole Grammy shit, that the nominations, over now. Like, I think this seals it. He walking away with multiple Grammys from that shit. I'm interested to see which one of these records he pulls out for his Super Bowl performance, which he referenced.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
He's got a big catalog to pick from too.
He has tons of music. He'd be fine.
To your point, like, bro, people don't realize how many slaps, like certified slaps, like that Kendrick got from the beginning of his career to now.
Yeah.
Well, I started listening to
now.
him like with the EP, and then he had like I went to a concert when Section 80 just came out.
Yeah.
So this was at like the TLA with like 300 people.
That's when I
Like,
caught on
yeah.
pre Good Kid, Mad City. Like, yo, this little LA nigga is fucking.
Yeah.
Like,
So it's cool to see it come to fruition and see him be the top because like I'd listened to like J. Cole when he was coming up, and to see him blow up, I was like, yeah, see, like I know good. Like you feel validated a little bit as an avid listener to be like, nah, I know music. Like,
Now the warm up is on Spotify now too.
The warm up's on Spotify.
Yeah, they put it on there.
They got Friday Night Lights on there.
Yeah, the whole joint.
What?
Both
Friday
songs.
Night Lights is probably my favorite
Bro,
mixtape
that's what I'm saying.
of
Like
all time.
I just there's a moment in my life where Cole just,
Sure.
bro, I can't.
no,
I'm loyal. I'm
I
loyal.
get it.
I'm not mad at. I'm not
mean,
mad
Cole
at.
had that moment, but
But Kendrick moved up a whole rank. I had Kendrick third. Kendrick already knocked out Drake and moved second. To me, that's a major move.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's gonna be open
I
to
deserve
interpretation.
all.
'Cause you value different things from D Burke, so I could, you know what I mean. I already know like where I get a gauge, like I just said, of what you like, and I'm.
And it's not to say that I don't value those things as well. It's just certain shit way heavier.
Yeah. That's it's not. Yeah. No, it's not like you're like
because they gonna
put something important to the side or anything.
Whatever they gonna think that I'm just a J. Cole and all that.
No.
I love in certain ways, all of those artists that we've taken shots at and talk great about, all like in certain ways, yeah. But like this shit right here, like Kendrick is literally my favorite artist of all three of those. Like I don't give a fuck.
That's
like
fair,
I said it
man.
for so long.
That's
People
fair.
think I'm a little bit weird for that. Like, bro, I really don't care. Like what you like to listen to is what you like to listen to.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking now that it's gonna make it harder for people to hate because he's literally doing everything that y'all think an artist should do. Like, you know, the people that people that you champion and all that shit. Like, to me, it's like he's showing you that he can. Like, he had the last album. He saw all the fucking flack that shit got. Oh, niggas, like, this shit is too therapy, preachy, et cetera, et cetera. It's too long. I don't like his flow, whatever. All right, cool. I'm going to get back in the lab. Now, when I come back out, I'm going to chop your favorite artist's head off, and I'm going to do an album that does my type of shit, but also, again, the type of shit you like.
Yeah.
He had 2 songs where he fucking sang the whole time. Both of the shits with SZA. You want to put him in line with Drake in this singy-songy shit? Like, all right, cool.
Let's not do that.
Drake has a longer history of doing it, but I think right now, after knocking Drake out, it's like, all right, cool. Let me put out 2 songs where I'm just singing and I'm talking.
I still don't think he sings better than Drake. Let's not.
No, of course not that. I'm saying that type of song is what I'm saying. Because a lot of niggas do them type of songs that don't sing quote unquote as well as Drake.
Yeah,
everybody does it.
Yeah.
Kendrick, not so much, but now he's like, all right, I'm going to lean into that shit too, and I'm going to create a bunch of bops and slaps and all that shit after I told y'all I'm going to kill a party. Now I'm going to resurrect that shit the way I like to do it. You know what I'm saying?
He'll do songs like that, but he won't be the one singing. Like, he had Die Hard, the one joint Die Hard that was like kind of...
Yeah,
which was really good.
Nah, no doubt. Not to say that he hasn't done it before, but I'm thinking like the way he's done that shit before, it wasn't really to connect to like
that audience.
That audience.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's personal.
Like the shit Luther is a slap. Like and he went and got everybody's favorite singer, top female R&B artist.
She's part
right
of
now.
TDE, so he's
of
not
course
like
but,
hard to get her. So.
Nah, it wasn't hard, but I also think that it was calculated. Like, all right, cool, Drake, you did songs with him, cool. Come do one with me now, another one with me now, and then we gonna turn this shit up.
Even though that Black Panther joint is fire though.
All the Stars, smash.
I know, I always forget.
Smash, all the stars. Anytime him and SZA get on anything,
he was like, I am T'Challa. Remember in the beginning, and then it was like, it was just, it was
him
so
in the
versatile.
Him in Future when they did the
and the joint with him in the weekend. Who gonna pray for me?
The shit on there, X with 2 Chainz on there. I think that's the name of that song.
Yeah.
Sam, man,
all fire.
But what again, we're talking about Kendrick. We're not saying. I don't think anybody ever said Kendrick was whack. It's more so for me.
It's a
like,
lot of people saying Kendrick whack, bro.
I don't know. I don't know who they are.
A lot of them comments just.
I don't know who they are.
I'm going on niggas' profiles. I've been going to niggas' profiles to look at you after I see you say some shit about Kendrick whack, and I'm totally judging. I'm sorry.
I don't trust their ear.
I'm totally judging.
If you're objectively looking at music and you're hearing it and you're going, "That's whack," that tells me I can't trust your ear as a a consumer of good product. You just can't. I can't trust you if you don't like hip hop if you don't like Kendrick, right? In some degree.
Yeah.
Or you one of them you one of them low vibration niggas who can't think.
That's fair.
Like,
that's fair too. But even now, he and especially on this album, he did tune into a lower frequency for people of that vein. And I think when it comes down to like you look at the debate, right, of who's the GOAT out of the 3, there's this like Drake is Michael Jackson, and then you got Kendrick is Prince, right? And then I've racked my brain about this, and I honestly feel like J. Cole's like Lionel Richie. Honestly, he's in the 80s.
I give
era.
J. Cole a little bit more. Well, I guess back
why
then.
Why you hating on Lionel Richie? He's fire.
Nah, because even Lionel Richie at his height was not at the height of like Mike and Prince.
In terms of what?
I'm trying to think.
In terms of what?
In terms of just
sales numbers, he got you look. You look at Lionel Richie's numbers.
Bobby Brown? Was Bobby Brown like that?
Bobby Brown was a different era. He was a different era. I'm just giving an era of that 80s time frame.
I mean,
that like y'all sleeping on Lionel.
All right, sorry.
But anyway,
not to step on your point.
Right.
Shouts to Lionel Richie, though. I'm sorry.
The point I'm trying to make is he did that. He never got into that like space of like, oh, I want to be this that. He stayed out of the fray. Which meant like, he had a wonderful career.
He stuck his foot in the
75
fray.
years, stayed away from all of the back and forth comparatives and narratives and all that. And he had a great career. Multiple number ones, multiple Billboard charts, multiple hits. Like, I think that's where I put a J. Cole's because he's not going to get into that aspect of, where he stands. He knows he's stamped. He's good.
After he started, let's make sure we state it correctly. After he started, he backed out. So he wanted that, and then he did it, which makes
That's fair. You can change your mind. Look. Sometimes
you're allowed to change your mind.
You want the cucumber better pickle. You know what I mean?
You're allowed to change your mind, but
you can't proclaim the GOAT status anymore, in my opinion.
You're allowed to change your mind.
It's just not going to be valid for you.
For a lot of people, I don't know. I just think hip hop is one of those things where it's built on competition. R&B is not built on competition.
It never was built on competition.
Hip hop.
It was never built on it. It was a byproduct of hip hop.
Well, yeah, maybe not built.
It was still built on competition because battle rap was competitive.
That wasn't where hip hop started, though.
Let's go to hip hop. Still in the very early stages.
Nah, that's way later. That's late. Remember, hip hop is only 50 years old.
Okay, so how much later did battle rap start from when hip hop started in the late 70s?
So exactly. So when you're talking about when it started, are you giving that first 20 years?
Because that was battle and like there was DJ battles and all that shit too back then. So like the essence of hip hop in the first decade or so did become somewhat competition related.
Everything we do is competitive based, but I think in rap, like the I don't want to say aggressive, but just the wordplay it's evolved for sure. Maybe that was wrong in saying that's where it evolved, but it evolved into like rap, gangster rap battling for the past like 30 years. If we're going back to like Ether and all that stuff.
Facts. I'll give you that. That's where it evolved.
Right. So J. Cole's introduction to the game was based on that, in my opinion. Like if you listen to the warm up, he's talking about those kind of things. So if that's what influenced you to get in this, then you should be ready to compete.
But that's different because it's battle rap and then there's hip hop and then there's
I'm not saying they need a battle, but I'm just saying you can't proclaim that status unless you're ready to go toe to toe. And not saying you got to come out and be the challenger, but if you're challenged, you got to be ready to step up in anything that you do.
I disagree. Because in some vein, if you're looking at music as a art form, you do not have to be the greatest. Like you don't have to go against Da Vinci versus somebody else or Michelangelo versus it's art. If you're creating art, you can grade art just off of what you put out, not off of whether or not you do it versus somebody else in back and forth. Oh no, you didn't do this battle better, so you're not a better artist.
No, I get that. But I'm just saying, if you start something, you gotta finish it though.
That he did.
Finish what you started, not finish.
But he did though.
No, he started a battle and then backed out. That's not finishing the battle.
Oh, hold on. So what are you saying when you say finish it? Because to me, if you start something, you
finish what you start.
All right. So when you start your car,
right,
and the engine's on,
right,
and you turn your car off,
right,
did you finish that?
If I didn't leave the driveway, no, I didn't. I didn't go to my destination.
But that's
I got out in the driveway.
The argument is what?
If I drove and then
did you have to go somewhere? There's many a times where you thought you had to go somewhere, like, oh, I left my wallet at the other store. I get in the car. Hold on. I get in the car. I turn my car on, and I'm like, oh wait, my wallet's right here. I turn my car on.
You just tried to Nostradamus some shit.
I don't have to go to the back to the store.
But
I found my wallet.
Or did you finish it?
Did you finish that?
All right, so let's use your car analogy, right? So let's say you get in the car, you want to go to Taco Bell to get some food, because I do. And let's say you get in the car and you like, nah, I got food in the crib. I'm gonna turn the car up. You gonna go in the crib, eat the dusty food in the house, and think mission accomplished?
Yeah, because your whole mission was to get to some food, right?
No, it was to feed my craving.
That's cap. That's cap. Because at the end of the day, when you're looking at what you're trying to accomplish, in the moment, I think J. Cole felt like there was a societal pressure. You know what I'm saying? Especially when as a big man, sometimes that craving to go to Taco Bell be coming, and a better thought was like, you know what? I shouldn't eat that. I could probably eat something healthier in the crib. Let me turn this car back off and head back to the inside of the house and eat my food and not eat unhealthy and do the right thing.
All right,
that's
gonna make it.
That's my personal. That's my personal perspective.
No, it's a good perspective. It's valid for sure.
Last point on that is to me, if you are going to, because I ain't say shit, I'm gonna let y'all get it off. Last point on that for me is, then you got to be a little bit smarter about the things you say out your mouth.
That's fair. Right, I give you that.
That's all I'm saying.
I give you fair. That's fair game.
Because it make you look away when you got to walk that shit back the way it did.
I give you that.
And
I can give you that.
Yeah.
It's up for the rest of y'all niggas forever.
I get where he was coming from, just backing out, just because of his natural nature.
Exactly.
It's up for y'all forever, man. Kendrick, I like where you at, man. Listen.
He got it right now.
Gonna go for a while now.
He got it.
I hope this thing charts till 2026.
Yeah.
Because we may not get another album until then, so live with this one.
Stupid.
We'll see. We'll see.
I think Drake's gonna drop soon.
Yeah, he probably will.
he can't drop the rest of this year.
No. It wouldn't make sense.
He better tuck that
It
fourth
wouldn't
quarter
make
shit
sense.
away.
It would, if honestly, if
He
I was
better
him,
tuck that fourth quarter
I
shit
would
away.
drop the day after the Super Bowl.
Bad idea.
I mean, it'd be a great marketing ploy,
It's perfect
but we'll see.
because everybody's gonna have that Drake mindset at the Super Bowl. I'll do a quick little joint, drop it right after the Super Bowl. Boom, new Drake. Everybody's gonna go check and see what he said.
Everybody gonna check to see what he said because it's Drake.
But in light of everything after the Super Bowl, it's going to be a moment. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Tactically, I would be ready to say something.
We're gonna see.
Yeah.
You know, it ain't like Drake stopped making music through the rest of the year. So
no, he did make
we
some
did hear
songs.
from him in some ways, 3-packs and all that other shit. I think them shits ain't connect, and he got to tuck his tail for a little while longer.
Tuck his tail.
You know, listen, man, it's just Kendrick time. Sometimes you just gotta like.
He's
it's
fine.
just like if you in the league, like fucking Dallas gotta sit there and live with the fucking sting of losing the championship last year to fucking Boston. Like, when it's somebody time, it's somebody time. You just gotta live with it. I mean, right now it's different because they back in competition, so the league is a little bit different now. But shit, it's like that nigga's the man right now. Like,
yeah, he is definitely
that nigga is the man right now.
one with a bullet.
Like the man right now. Whether you love the album, whether you hate the album, like you can't deny where he at right now as far as in everyone's conversation. So if you can't get down with the album, listen, you like what you like. I like what I like. That shit is a smash to me. I would say at least a good 9 out of 12 records are records that I would fuck with, and I'm good with that on a 12 record album. Like 12.